Hello. Yesterday I made a video that was about me hitting 1 million views and the diversive audience I have on the channel now, the split between AI videos, gaming videos, commentary videos, etc., and how I was probably going to focus on the gaming side and not the AI side. Literally 30 to 40 minutes after I uploaded that video, my algorithm on Twitter fed me this article or this post by someone who has now created an AI that can generate video games. So I kind of have to cover it, right? I'm going to look like a bit of a hypocrite for doing this because I did say I want to do less AI videos. However, it is a gaming video still because this is the two morphed together. This is the perfect video. The two things I've been talking about merged into one. This new AI is called Render, and it can fully generate a video game based on text prompts. Now, it is extremely bad. Well, bad might not be the right word, but it's extremely primitive is probably the better word right now. However, don't take it for granted. Don't look at that as me saying it's never gonna turn into anything, because look at how things like Midjourney turned out. Look at how Suno and Udio turned out. Look at how AI is now being used across graphic design jobs, programming jobs. It's in the healthcare jobs now. It's everywhere. It was only a matter of time until it creeps its way into video games. I didn't expect it to happen so fast, but here we are. I'm assuming what it does is just completely rips the code from a sample project that's been purchased or downloaded, or possibly even illegally just using code from other games that's been uploaded to its system, and then generating new assets with AI. So let's take example, a game that uses sprites like a 2D side-scroller. It could just take the code for a really old game, like an old Mario game, or one of those like Sonic Advance games, a Zelda game, a Final Fantasy game, any of those old 2D sprite games, Pokemon, take one of those, but just randomly regenerates all of the assets. So the creatures, the foliage like trees, grass, bushes, the buildings, all that stuff could just be sprite generations, and boom, it's generated a new video game that just uses another one as a complete template. And that's basically, I'm assuming, what it does now, and it will only evolve and get further, and whatever this thing looks like in the next 2 to 3 years could be very, very scary. So let's take a look at this new AI. As I said, it's called Render. If you get access to it, you have to request. If you do get access, you will then be brought to their homepage, which at the moment asks you to select the type of game which you would like to create. And you can currently pick from 3 types of games: a top-down RPG game, a platformer, and a point-and-click game. Once you click one of those 3, you will be then asked to describe your game, basically tell the engine, the AI rendering engine, what you want your game to look and feel like. Could be very basic or could be in depth. The example provides a basic description that says, make a game in the style of Final Fantasy IV, but remastered. Then they click render, wait a few seconds to a few minutes, depending on how in depth you go, and boom, it generates your video game, and you can download the code for it. Then you would need to go to Godot. You need to install it, import your text-to-game generated project by selecting the Godot file that it provides, and then click play and run the game, and boom, you have it. Now, it's probably going to be riddled with crappy AI-generated images that look funky. It's probably going to have weird bugs and not be perfect. However, that's how all of these things start, Some big venture capital company or angel investor with hundreds of thousands to millions is going to invest in this in the next 6 to 12 months, and it will progress exponentially. impressively, it can already generate for multi-platform. It can generate games that are for PC, that are for Android and iPhone. That's very, very impressive already. So they've already got that down. So yeah, that's where we're at. That is all the information I have on the game at the moment. As for where I see this going, I've already gone over it basically, but I do think that somebody will invest in this at some point, pour some cash into it, help bring in new data to train it, and it will only get better. Where I think this goes in the long run is something very, very, very scary for a lot of people. The gaming industry already is notorious for having lack of job stability. Every single year, thousands of employees to tens of thousands of employees get laid off in the video game industry. And that is because companies need to meet targets. And games recently have had bad releases, which means that many people get laid off. Imagine what happens if you are to provide a AAA gaming publisher like Ubisoft or Activision or Blizzard or who knows, any of those guys with a tool which can generate an entire video game for them, and all they would need to do is basically clean it up if the code is a bit broken. Well, they can just lay off their entire QA team. They don't need them anymore. They can lay off their entire art team. They don't need any creative people anymore. And they can probably lay off 85 to 90% of the programming team. They don't need them anymore. They just need a couple people, probably some juniors or maybe one or two seniors, to fix the bugs over the course of a few months, and boom, they're the only people you need. Keep your marketing people, keep your people that'll do your socials and whatever. That's it. These big gaming companies can probably scale down massively. They can slice their entire company into a quarter of what it was, maybe even less. We're not there yet. I don't think we'll be there in a year's time. But scarily, we might be there in 3 years' time. By the year 2027, 2028 or something like that, we could be having news articles every single month about how a big company has laid off hundreds to thousands of their employees to replace them with AI. So yeah, this sucks. Gaming was my, personally, I wasn't, backup's not the right word. It was my, it was my plan B if being a graphic designer didn't work out, because obviously my graphic design position was replaced by AI and automation. I thought, well, gaming might have another 5 to 10 years left. Maybe I could get into gaming. I guess I am making an indie game, so maybe I can try that. If the indie game does okay, maybe I can land myself an entry-level job at a AAA game company, or maybe I join another indie team, or whatever, self-publish my next game, blah, blah, blah. The way things are looking, I could get into that industry in the last 3 years, because then I'd get replaced by AI again. So this is just wonderful, isn't it? This is fantastic, this. This is brilliant. God damn it. Yeah, that's where we're at. One thing I'll say is I hate how these people word what they've created. This guy who made this, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Like, no hate to him. I just don't like the jargon that is used. The phrasing that is used is that the barrier for creativity has been lowered. I just hate that. It's just basically saying, hey, if you're not creative, it doesn't matter anymore. You can do all these things that these creative people can. Creativity is something that takes time and practice. A lot of people go to school and college or university or whatever, or learn from home to become a creative person and learn their craft. And now we're just slapping them in the face and saying, it doesn't matter anymore. We can do all the things that you can do now. It just sucks. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. Not looking forward to it. But yeah, thought I would I would do a video around this. Maybe this will be the way that I end off the frequent AI videos. You know, maybe I'll do one every few months or something. I think we'll dwindle it down a bit now. It is quite a depressing topic, isn't it? And I'll just focus on playing more video games as I intended and said I would do. Yeah, there you go. That's your AI news update for today. A complete video game generated by AI. Tell me what you think of this in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.